Hello everyone, today we'll be going over a lesson based off of the 7th grade standard, identify the constant of proportionality, unit rate, in tables, graphs, equations, diagrams, and verbal descriptions of proportional relationships. The objective is students will be able to identify the constant of proportionality, unit rate, across multiple representations of proportional relationships. First things first, we're going to get into some vocab. So, proportional relationships. A relationship between two quantities where the ratio of one quantity to the other is constant. The key word is constant here. Thus, that brings us to our second vocabulary word, constant of proportionality. The constant value that relates to proportional quantities. And typically, the constant of proportionality is represented as k. And the equation of proportionality, we see it as y is equal to kx, where y is your output, x is your input, and k is that constant proportionality. So constant of proportionality. Now let's do an example. A player scores 8 points every quarter. Here we have a table. We see that the top row represents quarters played, and the bottom row represents points scored. So we are given the information that a player scores 8 points every quarter. The key word to know is every quarter they're scoring at 8 points. So each quarter should increase by 8 points. So at the end of the first quarter, with this in mind, the player would have scored 8 points. And then if they go to the next quarter, they should score 16. And then after that, they would score 24. And then after that, they would score 32 points. And we can see here that each quarter increases by 8, and that our input, our quarters played, our x, and our points scored, our y, our output, can be related by this equation here. Y is equal to kx, and in this case, y is equal to 8x. And if we see and we plug in 1, we then get 8. If we substitute in 2, we then get 16. If we substitute in 3, we then get 24, and this would continue. So thus, 8 is our constant of proportionality. Here's a second example. If a player makes 24 points in 8 minutes, how many points did they make per minute? So we're given two things. We're given that the fact that they made 24 points in 8 minutes, and we're wanting to find the amount of points they make per minute. So with this vocabulary here, we're trying to find the constant of proportionality. So we're given that in total we have 24 points. After, well, we don't know how many we make per minute, but after 8 minutes. So there's our equation, and it comes from y equals kx, and then we can solve. So we can divide both sides by 8. 24 divided by 8 is 3. Thus, our constant of proportionality is 3. And the player makes 3 points per minute. Okay, and then we can move on to our next problem. So here's an example that you can do yourself. Using the table, find the constant proportionality k that represents the number of steals the player makes per minute. Go ahead and pause the video and then play it once you're done. Okay, in order to find the constant proportionality, we're going to utilize the equation of proportionality. So we have y is equal to kx. Our first equation we're going to set up is 4, or y, is equal to k5. Our next equation will be 8 is equal to k10. And our last equation will be 12 is equal to k15. Our first equation will divide both sides by 5. K is equal to 4 over 5. Our next equation will divide both sides by 10. K is equal to 8 over 10, which if we simplify, that would be 4 over 5. And then our last equation, divide both sides by 15. K is equal to 12 over 15, which is equal to 4 over 5. Thus, our constant proportionality, K, is equal to 4 over 5. Now here's a challenge. How would we graphically display the constant proportionality for example 2? And following is example 2. If a player makes 24 points in 8 minutes, how many points did they make per minute? Jot this down and we'll discuss it next time in class.